Alright, welcome again to More Than Peachy's Gaming. This time we are running the Frozen Heart. This dungeon was released a while back and was to be in conjunction with the Icefire Peak. Alright, doesn't require a whole lot of setup. You just have to make sure that you're level 44 or above, and you have a party of 3. It's pretty straightforward for the most part. There aren't a whole lot of secrets in this run, simply because, well, it's so straightforward. The enemies are all like to, use ice-based attacks and freeze you, so keep an eye out when they die. They can do that, or even other things, to freeze you, impede you, and so forth. You will notice that everything's kind of shiny and blue and gray, so this will play a major part in how you actually fight your first boss, which is over here. Do note that you have to watch your footing sometimes to make sure you don't fall off into imminent death. So, alright. So, here is our first boss, Grast. Alright. There is a particular way that you have to fight him. You just have to beat him down, more or less. But then once he gets so low on health, he starts regaining it. So, they ask you to go and proceed up to make him weak. Take away his shield. So, I'm just going to go ahead and walk up here. You will have to defeat all of the enemies that are pursuing you, because you're going to have to interact with an item. And enemies like to pursue you. So here is one of the orbs right here. I didn't hit the damn thing, so somebody else must have. Okay, so here's something that you may not know about, is the thievery kit right here, from up here. So when you're up there exploring a little bit, you might want to consider that. The enemy does have quite a few knockback effects, but again, when you're fighting him, gets kind of low on health, another entryway opens up. And there's a religion skill kit. I think this boss is interesting to fight, simply because it's different than just simply going in and whacking the enemy, and he doesn't die too quickly, at least for our party. If you have a higher DPS, it might be another story. You'll notice that I am slowed down and I'm constantly hitting my Templar's Wrath like an idiot. I got the circle, and then walk up, and I think you just have to hit the damn thing a couple of times. Okay. And then you walk back down and you defeat him for the final time. It's more or less having to fight him 3 times. Too bad he doesn't count for anything more. He drops some boots, nothing special. And then we continue on our glorious adventure. So, it's kind of a depressing dungeon without much going for it. A lot of people complain that what's the point of running in through a dungeon if there aren't many ways to play it. Well, here's where it starts to sidetrack. There are tons of things that you can get. There's additional treasure up here if you want it. You don't have to take it if you don't want it. So, there's this thing, which requires an arcane skill kit. Again, requires nature. Just kind of hitting all the highlights of this dungeon. There aren't really a whole lot of them. Just kits and how to deal with certain enemies. You'll notice that there are no real side areas here. It all kind of leads to the same place. The trail just, it looks like it's leading off in one direction when in fact it's actually leading you in one direction, just there are many different ways to get there. Again, you will see stuff like this, religion kits. And then you take the pickaxe and you use the pickaxe to take down that wall. All I have to say is, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Again, you don't want to get caught in those. If you're lower level, that might actually impede you a lot and could eventually lead to your death. So just a heads up. I'm going to look behind me for a second. I don't know why, but... Okay. That was a little bit of lag right there. Just kind of ran into it. There is this ice hammer guy. You can talk to him if you want. Oops. You can leave him. You don't really have to talk to him. I just did for the heck of it. Again, kind of have to watch out for these ledges. If you're not careful, you could easily go off them. Well, if there wasn't an invisible wall. They do a really good job of trying to make sure that you do not commit suicide. And of course, you know, there's a kit right here. So, nothing all that special. Okay. And then I believe that this is the final boss. The Winter Forged Golem. Looks kind of big, bad, frozen. He does this ice move to kind of quickly get from one location to the other. We defeated him, but again, like the other golems, he likes to blow up on us. And he dropped into the blue item. So this happens quite a bit. Alright, so... I believe that was the third boss, or maybe it was... Yeah, that was the third boss. Okay. Maybe it was the second, I don't remember. Anyway, we still have more enemies to go and defeat, apparently, so... It's been a while since I ran this dungeon. I'm not really too concerned about the drops. Here you will notice that there are a few things that need to be destroyed to continue on. You have to destroy 3 crystals. I'm just quickly doing it. There's an arcane kit over here if you need it. And then the third and final crystal is right here, which will open up the way to the boss. Alright, so pretty much no-brainer. We're going to fight, what is his name? I'm going to butcher his name when we get in here. It's an ice giant. Pretty famous. Himnir? Yeah, I probably butchered that. So, facing off against him, he has all sorts of AoE damage. You might want to keep your distance if you are a bit weaker. Always try to avoid him. Whenever he does red circles, always put up your shield if you're a paladin and try to move out of the way. Again, the treasure chest is off to the left. This guy looks really happy to be all the way at the end. Yay. And then the way out is you just jump up here and leave. So that's the Frozen Heart in a nutshell. Nothing really all too secretive or, you know, shortcut wise. You just kind of go through it. which is kind of disappointing because most dungeons are pretty much the same. At this point, you should definitely be using Templar's Wrath to make sure that you have temp HP if you're a Protection Paladin. Otherwise, if you are a Devotion Paladin, you still might want to use it just because of its stun ability. So hopefully this video was helpful for running through the Frozen Heart, and I hope you enjoyed the run. Please, watch one of my other videos on tutorials. I will be doing our next one fairly soon. Hopefully these are all helping people out, but for those that already know everything, these are to kind of double check through the dungeons and to see if they missed anything of relevance or to go through them quicker. So hope this helps somebody. Thank you for watching.